Dude, this is hard to drink with the mic in your face.
Yeah, it's really difficult. But you know.
Wait. ASMR.
Ooh. Smooth, refreshing test.
Yeah.
Hot Valley Brewing.
Okay.
Sponsor me.
Yeah, product placement. I'm already hammered, dude.
How much did you drink for?
None.
No, okay, I feel it, bad, yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. So I'm starting a podcast for some. Well, actually, I just told John, but I came to the conclusion that I play too much Xbox and just waste my life away.
Amen, dude. Yeah, I don't do anything in my life.
So I bought like $300 and some worth of audio crap.
Totally impulsive.
Yeah, no, it was very thought out. Anyway, I'm gonna be starting a podcast. Hopefully like one episode a week. That's the goal. And again, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. So it's gonna be rough probably at first, but we'll get the hang of it. So the first episode, I got one of my really good friends, John Gilbert.
What's up, buddy?
Here with me to start this thing off. Oh, dude, I almost forgot to play the music intro.
You gotta play the music intro.
Bro, I know exactly.
Our shitty people over our phone.
I know exactly which song I'm gonna do as well. Yeah.
This is old school Slim, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is Marshall Mathers EP.
Yeah. No. This is the Slim Shady EP.
Slim Shady EP. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm a useless white man.
So now that we got this thing going
properly,
I couldn't figure out how to do it on the software, so I just played it through the mic there. Anyway, yeah, I got my really good friend John Gilbert here with me. I asked like 4 other people to do it, and none of them could, so I just kind of.
You didn't tell me that. I'm your last resort.
No, I'm just
okay. It kind of hurts still.
I know. No, I'm kidding. I give John way too much shit.
Yeah,
so.
we give you lots of other shit. Really dark shit
really,
too. Really edgy. Really not okay things to say in public.
Yeah, like it's the type of thing that if you said it to somebody that you like weren't that close to, they'd probably kind of be concerned.
They'd be concerned about your health.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be like, is this guy okay mentally?
Yeah,
or like
pretty unstable over here, but yeah, like
that's a good name. Pretty unstable.
Pretty unstable podcast.
Yeah, that's dope.
Like that,
that's dope.
Dang.
Pretty unstable.
I'll put that at the top of the list. That's the best thing I've got so far.
God damn it, I'm smart.
You really are. So yeah, like there's no real theme right now. I don't really know what we're going to talk about. I kind of was thinking we could kind of talk about like college because we've talked about it many times, and I think we could shed a light upon the entire world with our college experiences.
Yeah, we got some interesting ones.
Yeah. So taking it back, John and I knew each other back in high school. We weren't like for the first half of high school. We knew of each other, I think, but we
knew of you. Didn't know anything about you.
Yeah. And then I actually first saw like or heard of you because wait, is this still recording? Yeah. Okay. So I first kind of like saw or heard of you because you were doing like photography and graphic design back in high school.
Yeah, in yearbook.
Yeah, and like I remember seeing some of your stuff that you were working on. I was like, dang, this is pretty dope. You're doing I remember seeing like a Star Wars thing that you did. I think you put like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, on top of a bear.
On top of a bear with like stormtrooper
yeah,
stuff.
Stormtrooper shit and like an M4 carbine.
Yeah. That was filthy.
That was filthy, dude.
Like, I was like, dang, John knows what he's doing.
Think I'd give up that life real quick. Something I was good at. Very smart of me.
Yeah. No, just give up on the dream.
Give up on your dreams.
That's the theme. So. No, but I was like, oh, dang, because I was kind of into the photography stuff and video stuff back then. So, like, dang, okay. John's kind of into that, too. That's dope.
The figure up my beer.
There you go. And then towards the second half of high school, junior and senior year, we became pretty close.
Why is that, Brae?
Well...
Why did we become so close?
I mean... I was dating your sister.
Oh,
there it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was I ended up dating John's sister for a while, and dang, dude, if Annie sees this, she's gonna be like, wow, he just called me John's sister.
Yeah, she's not gonna like that one. Shout out to you, Annie Gilbert.
Yeah, no, Annie's great though. Annie and I are still good friends, so that's good. Dude, this got brought up so fast. I was expecting to like.
You're not expecting to read this up we brought up high school, bud?
Yeah, but no, it's good. But yeah, no, I was dating Annie, so I was over at John's house quite a bit, just out in the water, water skiing, skimboarding behind the boat. During the summer, that was a lot of fun, and we had a really solid friend group. So me and John were always kicking it back in high school.
Oh yeah,
and then, so you and I decided to come to the University of Portland.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Why the laugh, John?
Well, I don't know. This place.
Okay, well, here, let's get into that.
Let's get into that a little bit. Yeah. It's a lot of emotions.
So we originally your older brother went to school here.
Mitch went here.
Yeah, and Mitch really liked it.
Mitch really enjoyed it. Yeah,
and
it was very successful.
Junior year, I think it was.
Yeah.
You and I came down and visited.
Yeah.
University of Portland. We came to visit Mitch with. It was me, John, Annie, and then your other sister, Katie. And then your parents, and we all came down here, visited Mitch, checked out the school, and I was like, dang, this place is pretty cool. Like, Portland seemed like a cool city. The surrounding area seemed dope because you and I both being skiers, snowboarder, enjoying, the outdoors, the coast, and whatnot, like, having that option was nice. Given the mountain's like an hour and a half away and the coast an hour and a half away. So, and Mitch was like doing that stuff all the time. So like,
yeah,
dang,
it was sick. He was thriving.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. How many schools did you apply to?
I applied to, I think 6. I got into 5 of them. Okay. You dev shut me down.
Yeah.
Real quick.
But both of your siblings got in.
Yeah, both my siblings got in. Let's not talk about this. Thanks for bringing up that sort of subject. I appreciate it, buddy.
I got you.
Yeah.
And no, Katie seems to be thriving.
Katie's fucking owns UW.
She owns. Dude, I see her on the big screen at the football games.
Yeah, she runs Dubs, every weekend, the husky dog.
Yeah, she's her and the husky dog's like homies.
Yeah, they're tight homies.
Yeah,
it was their last game yesterday, actually, or for Dubs, the dog. He retired, and Katie's pretty sad about it, so she got hammered. And then with my brother and Annie.
Beautiful.
They went to a club yesterday, which was surprising. Really? Yeah, because I don't see Annie in the club.
I can see Annie in the club.
You can see Annie in the club?
Yeah. Like rare
occasions. Yeah.
But like when she goes to the club, it's showtime.
It's showtime, baby. Yeah, she's thriving.
She walks in, the club stops. Annie, yeah. And she I can see her going off in the club. That's dope.
I can't see that at all,
but so yeah. So you applied to like 6 schools. I also applied to 6 schools. I got into 3.
You got into 3?
Yeah.
What 3 schools?
University of Portland, Montana State, and UC Boulder.
Those are some lit schools, and you.
Yeah. So, but like Montana State or UC Boulder, I feel like would have been a better decision.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, at the point where we're at, we're seniors, both of us.
Yeah. Well,
you're technically a junior.
I should be a senior, but we'll get into that.
We'll get into that later. That's a whole story.
That's a whole other bag of worms.
Being homeless,
yeah,
bits of up and downs. Yeah, definitely some good decisions and bad decisions coming to University of Portland.
Yeah. I mean, but like, not to trash on University of Portland, I feel like there's good and bad decisions of going to any university.
Exactly. It's just not our style of university for us.
Yeah. But yeah, so I applied to like, I was super into film, and I still am.
You still am. Yeah.
So I applied to 2 film schools in California, and then I applied to USC, kind of knowing that I just was not going to get in. But I was hoping to get into the film school, but I kind of bought like my application was like not exactly what they were looking for, and I didn't figure that out until afterwards. But I don't know. I can't even see myself in California now, honestly.
I can't see you in California, man.
Yeah.
You seem too much of a Pacific Northwest guy.
Yeah, for sure. So that's fine. But So you and I both ended up coming to the University of Portland. I was deciding between University of Portland and Montana State. UC Boulder was like financially out of the question for me. And I ended up going with UP because they offered the most scholarship money.
That's a thing. Good thing about UP is they give huge scholarships. I mean, it's a very expensive school, but they give huge scholarships.
Pretty much everyone will get a scholarship, and there's take
it easy, bro.
There's opportunities for like even getting more scholarships.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, there it is.
We're down in a 6-pack of beer while we do this.
Yeah, that's gonna be gone.
It's gonna be an interesting one. I'm on number 2 already, and it's like 8 minutes into this podcast.
Yeah, we're already 8 minutes in. Wow, these things fly by. Dude.
Yeah, these things fly by, man.
Yeah, how are you doing there?
I'm struggling, man.
Yeah, maybe here, just put those like on the floor.
Yeah, I'll put them on the floor. Got it.
We got the product placement in.
Yeah, we already got the product placement. Hop Valley Brewing, their citrus mistress.
Yeah. Yep. Pick yours up at your local grocery store.
Yeah. Or Top Market in Portland. They will accept your fake ID.
Yeah. Amazon affiliate link in description below. Support. Local,
please support the podcast.
Support the podcast. But no. So, what were we talking about?
You were talking about coming to University of Portland.
Okay. Oh yeah, like financially. And stuff.
Financially.
Yeah, University of Portland does a really good job taking care of people financially. They pretty much will make sure everyone gets a solid scholarship, and it brought the price down to like most in-state schools.
Yeah, about around that same area.
And like visiting Mitch, your older brother, when we came down, I was like, dang, this place seems dope.
Yeah, it seemed dope.
You know, like it's a small school, it's like 3,800 kids undergrad, but I was like, you know,
it seemed chill. It seemed like everyone was just kind of doing their own thing.
Tight knit kind of.
Yeah, tight knit community.
And so John and I both came down here, and it was like, looking back at it now, I feel like you off the bat like had a kick-ass time, you know?
I can get into that, buddy. I got out of control.
Yeah, and I was like, dang, like, because John and I, you know, kept in touch, hanging out a little bit freshman year or whatever. Oh, quick story. You know what I'm about to say?
I think I do.
The weekend that we got here for orientation.
Yeah.
You know, so like, oh, this is
talk about house crawl?
Well, okay, no, house crawl, but like, I'll just say it. So like,
yeah, just do it.
I think it was like the second day we get here, freshman year. We're like orientation for like 3 days. The morning, like we didn't have anything to do in the morning, and so John, I had a car down here, and John didn't at the time, and so John hits me up, and he's like, "Yo, dude, can you take me to buy a vape?"
No, not this, dude.
Bro. And so John's like, "Yo, can you take me to buy a vape?" And I was like, "Sure, bro." And like, dude, it was so cringe because we had a little posse. Do you remember our little posse?
Yeah,
we had
I remember
like four of us walking to this vape shop.
Yeah,
we're
getting one for it was like me, you, Brendan Robinson.
Oh yeah, like we would do like
and Ferris.
Oh yeah, it might have been Ferris.
Because we're getting him a vape too, because he was 17 still.
Right. Yeah. So like we all roll up to this vape shop, and we're like, "Yo, we are the shit right now.
We're hot shit.
We're about to get vapes, dude." And so we walk in. John buys a vape or whatever, and so he bought it on his debit card. By the way, this is a critical
error. critical error
part of the story. And then so a couple days go by, and he texts me, and he's like, "Bro, can you take me back to the vape shop? I gotta return it. My dad's on my credit card." He got pissed at me.
He got so angry. It was such a classic freshman year mistake. I just was like, oh, I really need a vape, and I don't really know why I wanted a vape so bad. I can't do any tricks with it.
Bro, it's just the, like, at the time, the social
aspect. Like, I was like puffing like 3 milligram nicotine, so I wasn't even doing it for like the head buzz.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Like it was just like some that ever like it was the thing back
It was
then.
just the thing back then, yeah.
Juuls
blowing
are the
fat
thing
clouds
now.
and you're dripping the mod.
Yeah,
like,
bro,
yeah.
Juuls are the thing now, and vapes were the thing then. Like,
Juuls.
But anyway, he texted me. He's like, "Yo, can you take me back to the vape shop? I gotta return this vape." I'm like, "Bro, you really they're gonna let you return that vape that you've been sucking on for the past few days?"
They did.
They let you return it.
They let me return just the battery. They didn't let me return the tank or anything because that was used. Yeah.
Okay.
But just the battery, they let me. They let me return that because it was lightly used, and I don't really know what they would even if they could resell it.
I don't know.
But I just like begged them, and I literally told them, I was like, yo, I remember this vividly. I was on the phone with them, and I was like, "Hey, what's your guys' return policy?" And they were like, "Oh, we don't do returns." Like they were really confused.
I bet. Like, how many people do you think I've asked?
That's like you want to return a pack of cigarettes, like.
Yo, I've sucked half of these down, but like, can you return the?
Yeah, exactly. And like he was like, no, we don't do returns. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna lay it out for you. My dad, I wasn't supposed to buy this. My dad saw it. He's really pissed. I'm screwed if I don't return this. And he was like, all right, let me go talk to my boss. So like 15 minutes roll by, like it's just on hold. And he comes up and he's like, what did you buy? And I was like, I bought this battery and I bought this tank. It's real nice, it's lightly used, only have a couple days because it got busted. And he was like, okay, bring in the battery. We didn't even return to the store. He just bought it from me. The guy just wanted the battery that worked there, and he was just like, I'll buy this from you for $80. It was like $120 mod. I don't know where I thought I had this money from. And
half the time I've asked John to like Venmo me something. He's like, "Yo, can I hit you back 2 weeks from now?" I got negative $16 in my bank.
I have 0.00 of my checking right now.
Hell yeah, dude. No, that's so like I can't remember the specific time. It's happened a couple of times though. Like, yo, John, show me a Venmo. He's like, "Bro, can I do it in 2 weeks?" I got negative $6.
I got negative 16. And I'll take like a screenshot of my checking.
Yeah, he straight up sent me a screenshot. I think, dude, I want to say you had like negative 60 at one point.
I've had some really serious
You've
ones.
gone deep.
I've gone deep into the negatives.
I was like, dang, that's impressive. I keep waiting for the day that you get like your new record on how deep you get in the.
I'm pretty financially responsible now, but back then when I was super impulsive, other than the 0.0 right now, it's because my card got stolen. Whole story later.
Your car got stolen?
Yeah, my card got stolen. Is it
card
third?
Or car?
My debit card.
Oh, I thought you said car. I was like, bruh.
No one's stealing my shitty Jetta. No one's gonna steal that thing. But yeah, my card got stolen, and they bought like $160 worth of Chevron gas.
Oh my god!
And then my bank was like, "We can't prove that you didn't do that." Like, what are you talking about? Why would I do that much gas?
Yeah.
And so I shut down my card, and it went to 0.00. So I've been living off popcorn and quesadillas I stole from my roommate.
That is. I mean, I feel like half college students do that.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not worried about it.
Dang, dude. Well, that's rough.
Yeah. So back to the vape story.
Yeah.
So how this all ended up is, he ended up buying that battery back from me, and then not the tank. But then I texted my parents, and I was like, "Hey, okay, it's all settled and stuff like that." And then my dad was like, "This is such a classic fucking John thing to do right off the bat."
Right off the bat.
Possibly purchase something he shouldn't have.
The first day of freedom.
First day.
Vape. Let me go buy a vape.
Off the wall. I'd like to talk about freshman year. Let's talk about freshman year for a little bit, because freshman year was a really unique time for both of us. Like I went off the wall freshman semester. Year.
I feel like you and I had the most opposite freshman year you could possibly have.
We did.
I
fucking thrived.
I'll let you talk about you. For me, freshman year was locking myself in my dorm room and trying to do well in school and being depressed. Like, that was my freshman year.
We had quite the opposite freshman years, my friend.
I know. Because I was like, dang, school is way harder than high school, So I was like,
yeah.
And I've always tried to do well in school, and so I was like, dang, I got a shit ton of work to do, and then also like I just didn't have the best social like experience my freshman year because of like the dorm that I was in.
Yeah, not the most social dorm.
Not the most social dorm, and
your excellent roommate.
Yeah, yeah, that's a whole other bag of worms again. But yeah, John got into the cool dorm, like the dorm you want to be in to like meet people.
Exactly.
So Yeah, I mean, my freshman year was like pretty. At least the first. Okay, second semester was a lot better.
Yeah, second semester was a lot better.
We'll get into that later, but first semester was like a rough transition for me. But I don't know, how was it for you?
First semester, freshman year, I just kind of like really just been balls to the wall hopped in. I just got out of a relationship that ended really bad. It was ugly, and so like I was kind of in like this, oh, I don't really care, I'm just gonna do whatever I want type of phase. Mm-hmm. Which is really what I don't recommend, because that shit will come and bite you in the ass later in your life, and especially in college too. Mm-hmm. That all comes back. You know, I was just drinking a lot, smoking, things like that, and you know, with a lot of girls, and like that's like the number one thing you don't want to do. Yeah, is be with a lot of girls freshman year. Yeah, because that stuff will come and bite you in the ass. Mm-hmm. But it got really interesting. Like I was very social. First semester, freshman year, and made a lot of friends. I'm still friends with a lot of them right now. I live with 4 of them that I was friends with freshman year. Yeah, John's like one of the most social people I know. Like 100%. John can be friends with anybody. I love people. I love talking to people. Mm-hmm. Which is good and bad, because my academics aren't the best ever. But it's mainly because I'm unbelievably ADHD. So like I'll get onto something and then I'll go off track, like the story right now. Yeah. But back to freshman year, like there was just so many interesting experiences. Like for example, one of my best friends right now, one of my roommates, David Messino. He also does a podcast, so you can go check him out. Does he actually? Yeah, he does. Oh, no way. Yeah, he talks about music and sports and things like that. That's dope. It's really cool. I've been on that one. And he, like freshman year, I didn't like him because like when I initially met him, because I was in the place called Baccio Commons, which is basically just like a food area for us. And I was with my buddy Sands, Sands. I know it's super whack. And he was like, I was just eating with him, and I was like, I point to this guy, and I was like, who is this douchebag with a guitar in the Commons? Like the first weekend. Who does that? And he's like, oh, that's David. And I was like, I gotta go meet this piece of shit. And so I go over there, and I'm like, hey, like, what's up, man? And like, he's like, oh, what's up, man? And I was like, oh, you're really RC type, aren't you? He's like, yeah, music's kind of my life. Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow, look at you. And then I remember, and then I didn't talk to him for like 2 weeks. And then like 2 weeks go by, and I'm coming out of this place called Mailing, which is an all-girls dorm here. Like a huge dorm, Matt's 8 stories, like probably 400 girls in there. Oh yeah, it's crazy. 800 boobs, like good math. Yeah, good math, solid math. And I'm coming out of the dorm room, or a dorm room, at like 2 a.m. And I've come down into the lobby, and all the lobbies here always have like pianos and stuff in them. And I hear this person just ripping on piano at 2 a.m. And I turn, and there's 10 girls, like literally 10 girls. And then one is sitting on his lap, and his kid's ripping on piano, and it's David. I was like, oh my God, this guy's fucking dope. Like, he totally gets it. Yeah. Then he just became one of my best friends after that. And now I live with him, and like he lives right across a door from me. That's dope. And he's exactly the same as he was back in freshman year, but just like meeting everyone freshman year, and just like how I was, because like I was just did a lot of dumb shit. Mm-hmm. Like for example, it's just like I was super impulsive. You know, I don't drink nearly as much as I do now, which is interesting. So you drink more now than you did freshman year? I drink consistently more. Yeah. I don't drink as hard. Yeah. Oh, dude, 100%. 100%, I know, right? Yeah. Holy shit, that's super accurate. But I feel like that's how it goes in college. That's how it goes in college. Like freshman year, you come in and you're all about, oh, let's get fucked up and go to this party. And, you know, you sneak into a party and no one likes you because you're just a freshman. Yeah. Which I didn't get when I was a freshman. I was like, oh, I'm a person and now you're like, I irrationally hate them for no reason. Oh yeah, you can just tell too when they walk in with their whole posse, bro. Yeah, their whole squad of people trying to like seem normal and blend in. You know, they're looking for somebody like one random person invited them, and they're just looking for that one person the entire party, and then turns out that person's not even there, so they just stand there very awkwardly. Yeah, like they surround the perimeter of the party, and then like they've all drank like 3/4 of a fifth each. Yeah, and so they're just unbelievably fucked up, and like it's so like I mean that's just, I feel like that's just super classic. And then like as you get older, it's like it's more about just like kicking it with your friends. Exactly. You know, which
I enjoy it way more.
I enjoy it way more.
Like,
I haven't gone to a party in like 6 months.
Dude, partying is just like house party. I mean, it depends on the school, but here house parties are not worth it.
No,
at all.
Not at all. What happens is they get. Let me break down. So no one that's been to University of Portland, anyone from University of Portland will get this, but anyone else that hasn't, basically what happens at our house parties is you show up at like 9.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 120 people there. It's packed as shit, sweaty.
So sweaty.
Most of the time you're in a house that has a name, and then like you know the name, and then it's crazy. And then all you do is walk around and say hi to people.
Mm-hmm.
You just go, oh, what's up, man? Good to see you. And then it gets around 10:15, 10:30. It gets shut down. You leave. Yeah. And you go back to your dorm.
Yeah. And then there's like, at the party, there's like one beer pong table in the middle that like only upperclassmen are playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like their house or something. And then it's just like everyone else is just kind of walking around. There's like music playing in the background. But like for me, like the big parties here, I'm just sweating the whole time.
Oh, I'm just busting sweat.
I'm sure that's how it is everywhere, but like I just don't have a good experience.
No, I don't have a good experience.
Where I can like you, me, and a couple other buddies can just kick it, watch some football, drink some beers.
Exactly.
And have like a way better time.
Exactly. And then like on the weekends we'll do that, but just add like 10, 15 more people, and it's just like a small kickback, and it's way better. But like I remember about 2 weeks ago we had a party at my house, and that turned out really interesting. It was like a Halloween party. So it was a little over 2 weeks ago.
I was there. I think
you were there. Yeah, you were there. Yeah. You were there, and like
Katie was there too.
Katie was there. Katie was there in spirit. In body. She wasn't there in spirit. Passed out at 10:15.
Katie was thriving.
She was thriving there, man. And but that same thing with freshmen. Like they just like randomly showed up to the house and like kind of sat around the perimeter and stole people's liquor and shit like that. But then like looking back at that, I was like, holy shit, that was me. Yeah. Like that was, and like I just can't imagine that now. Like every time like someone just walks into my house, like if I have a party and stuff, I'm like, how dare you just walk into someone else's house? Yeah. But that's exactly what I did freshman year.
100%. You get some, like, I didn't even go to, I think I went to like 2 parties maybe freshman year, both second semester. And it was like, I had no connections except for like Mitch, and then it was like my buddy Andrew he like had, I don't know, he just like, yo, come over, and then some random person would send someone an address, and then you get the address. You have no idea who's there.
No, you just get text with addresses. Yeah,
and you're like,
you
go.
You
flock there.
You flock there in a big old pile of freshmen
with your herd of just freshmen.
It's never like just like 1 to 5 freshmen. It's like you and like 20 other people.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like, yeah, because like, especially in like the dorm that you were in, it's like you're all on the same floor or whatever. So it's like, oh, you going to a party? Yeah.
Exactly. Like all our doors were always open in our dorm room. So like everyone was super social, and you just figure out where everyone's going. Everyone became homies through that. But like that was very unique to my dorm. Yeah, for sure. Let's take it back a little bit to what you were saying about like meeting David. Because like that's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, is like the first initial impression that I have on people. Yeah. It seems like to me it's always negative. Really? I don't know why. Like I don't know if I'm just like, not always, but it's like, I shouldn't say that. I should say I'm easy to judge. Like I judge people too easily. Okay. You know, like kind of like what you did with David. It's like, you see like, oh, who's this piece of shit? And like I'm trying to be way better about that, because it's like you have no idea what somebody is going through. You have no idea what their story is. Yeah. Like someone could have just gotten over a breakup. Someone's family member could have just passed away. Yeah. Like even. What do you mean feel like a dick, Brae? Appreciate it. No, I do it, bro. I do this. I'm saying everyone does this. You know? Like it's like people need to, I think, respect like the fact that they don't know much about, like they don't know anything about people that they just meet. And so for me, I'm trying to get better at that, like especially with people who
do something that's like irrational or annoying, like strangers or something. If somebody's like acting up or something, or just like being a like negative person, you're like, dude, like what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? What
it's like you don't know. Like some people are just like that, but like other times people could just be like going through something, you know.
Exactly.
So it's important to have like a open mind about that and like respect the fact that somebody might be going through, because like I've been that way.
Oh yeah, me too.
This year, like the past year, I was just always down for like reasons I'll get into later maybe, but like I was just always down, and like people would come up to me, even my dad would be like, yo dude, like what's wrong, cheer up bro. I'm like nobody knows, you know. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So it's like, yeah, it's important to especially going freshman year of college,
big time,
have that open mind, because
it's all about open mindset.
And I didn't meet any friends, and my experience was
and that will ruin your college experience is especially like that first like month of college.
Yeah,
you gotta get out there, you gotta be social, you gotta take risks. Like luckily, like I think it's a really good idea too, and like how I met people is I did this like pre-freshman like going to college like service thing.
Did you do that here?
Yeah, I did that here.
That's right, yeah.
And that really helped me a lot, because I kind of like, it kind of forces you to interact with people, and I met people I'm still really good friends with now.
Yeah.
Through that, so it really, like that helped a lot. But it's so important to get out there freshman year, like that first couple months, because if you don't, it's going to be pretty detrimental to the rest of your college experience. And like,
yeah, I mean, one thing about that is, I remember orientation, I saw you a couple times, and you already had like a little group of friends.
Yeah.
And I think that was like pretty cool to see, because you did that. You came down here early, you met some homies that I'm sure you're still friends with, and versus like everybody else who comes down here just like not knowing anybody, and like, oh, shit, I gotta try to meet people. When it's way easier when you have a group of friends already that you're
like coming into a blank slate. Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool for sure. But yeah, I was gonna say something. I can't remember what I was gonna say. What were we talking about earlier?
We're just kind of talking about freshman year and friends and everything like that. And like another point to point on is like you can also be, especially freshman year, this happened to me, and then like it carried into my sophomore and junior year. Is I was over social. I met too many people. I made too many friends, too many friend groups, things like that. And then I realized that, like especially like first semester junior year, that like 95% of these people aren't my real friends.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so like important to get out there and have fun, but you got to realize that like, especially freshman year when you meet these people you meet that first semester freshman year, you're like, wow, these are like my best friends ever.
Yeah.
Like we'll be together forever. Bullshit.
Yeah. Dude, for me, it's like, cause when I went into college, all my family, like everyone that I talked to that had graduated college already, they were like, bro, college is the best time of your life. Live it up. Like the college friends you meet, well, they're your homies for life. I'm like,
yeah,
bro, like I've met some incredible people at college, but I'm still way closer with like my high school friend group than I am with my college.
That's interesting. I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah. And I figured like, I can see that, like, and maybe I didn't put that the way that I wanted to. Like, I'm very close with my college friends, but like the 2 or 3 homies that I had in high school that I hung out with all the time, that were like my rock, they're still the people that I like prioritize to hang out with. Like they're the people that I prioritize. Like if they need something, I'm there. They're like my best friends. And like in college, I just haven't, I don't know what it is. Like I haven't met people that I feel like completely comfortable with, like opening up to, like, you know, talking about stuff like.
I think a reason why too also is like your whole story of, you know, you switch colleges a lot. Yeah. And that probably affected like your friend group of people and staying connected with people, even though you came back after one semester each time. But
I mean, so like what John's talking about is, my freshman year, I I got to University of Portland, and like just because of all the hype that I heard, like everyone was like my dad was like, because my dad had an interesting college experience too. He switched colleges a lot. Like he went, I think he told me that in total he was in college for like 7 or 8 years and ended up being at like 7 to 8 universities. And like obviously it's like way harder to do that now, but like he paid for it all of it. He paid for all the all of his tuition out of his own pocket, and like
God damn,
no
that's hard.
kids can do like
I can't.
I don't know any kids that are doing that right now. So like he was telling, he's like, yeah, I switched colleges a bunch, but like college was the best, man. Like you have so much freedom, you can do what you want, and that's true. And I think I've like figured that out more this year. But at first, for me, it was like I got to college, you were like, you were like having a great time. Like my other homies that I knew that came here from like high school or our hometown, they were having a good time, and I was just like in my dorm studying. Like I just had a hard time meeting people for some reason, and I'm like, I'm pretty like social person, like I like meeting people, but
yeah, totally.
I don't know, for me it was just a weird time. And so I ended up transferring, and like, so I don't know, part of the reason was because at the like freshman year, Annie and I were still dating. We were doing the long distance thing. She was at Hunziker, and I was obviously at University of Portland, and that was tough. So I was like toying around with the idea of like transferring to either Western Washington University or maybe Hunziker. And one of the things that looking back, that's weird for me to like acknowledge now, is that when I was like telling Annie that I was thinking about transferring to Hunziker, she was like, I don't know if that's the best idea. Like, and at the time I was like, what do you mean?
Shit hurts.
But no, but like at the time I was like, what do you mean it's not the best idea? Like,
yeah,
like,
why do you not want me there yet?
Yeah. But now it totally makes sense.
Totally makes sense.
Like she was 100% right about that, because at this stage in your life, it's important to just, you got to do things for yourself.
It's all about you.
You know,
it's all about
it's
you.
all about figuring out what you are, like what's best for you. And she was totally right, because like I could have transferred to Gonzaga and just like, it's like looking back, like, wow, she was very right about that. So, but yeah, I ended up transferring to Western Washington University, and like both of my roommates that I was going to get a house with, they called me. So like one of them called me on the drive up. Like I was driving up to like all my stuff in my car. I was driving up, and one of them called me and was like, yo, I'm taking this semester off. Like, I'm super sorry. Like totally understand. Like,
on your drive up there, he knew you were coming up and he did that?
Yeah. But like, it was like, I was, understanding of it. Like people, it's like,
people have problems.
You can't just go to college because, like
that's the obligation you feel. Yeah.
Roommate or something like that. I get that. So like, but, at the end of the day, it kind of messed my housing situation up a little bit, because I didn't have a place to stay anymore. The dorms were full, and the one apartment thing that was associated with the school that I could get a place, and I just heard was like not the place to be, and I didn't want that experience again. So I hit up my cousin, my second cousin, who was going to school there at the time. She let me stay in her closet.
Yeah, you've lived in the closet.
I lived in the closet of my second cousin's house with all girls.
You lived in a closet of all girls.
Well, I lived in a house with all girls.
Yeah.
In the closet. Yeah. So like, it was so funny. I had my like 0-degree sleeping bag because there was no heat in there. And so I had my North Face sleeping bag on this little ass bed, and the girls would come in the morning because like all of their clothes were in this closet. It was like a community closet.
You lived in that community closet?
So they'd come in at like 6:30 in the morning getting ready for school, and I was like in the closet like, oh my God. And I couldn't do that to them. I couldn't do that to myself. So I literally I pack up all of my stuff, again, call Western, and I'm like, I need you to drop all of my classes. I'm leaving, and I left like I didn't even.
I think it was like 2 weeks into school.
No, it was like 3 days.
Wow.
4 days or something. Because I was like, I can't
live like this. Yeah.
I can't live in my cousin's closet for free. Like, it just like nothing was working, and so. I called University of Portland. I was like, some things went sideways. Can I come back? And they were like, oh, sure. And then
They'll take you back every time, Brae.
I know, right? So they I came back, got into a different dorm with some of my other friends from my hometown, Andrew and Dan, and the second semester was a much better experience for sure. Just having people that I was like comfortable being around, and like, I don't know, second semester was pretty fun. And then that
was the first dropout.
Yeah, it was the first one. Okay, there's a few more to come.
There's a couple more to come, buddy.
So like the guys that I lived with second semester freshman year, we ended up getting a house together for sophomore year. And so there's 5 of us total in the house, and getting a house off campus.
So much better. Oh my
I'm
God.
sure you feel the same way when it's like night and day.
Night and day, man. At University of Portland is night and day.
I just spilled beer on my sweatshirt.
Your white sweatshirt.
My white sweatshirt.
That sucks, man.
Oh, well.
Hoppy IPA from Hop Valley Brewing, by the way.
Citrus Mistress.
Citrus Mistress.
Affiliate link.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, so, sophomore year. Okay. Sophomore year for me.
Sophomore year is very interesting for me.
Yeah. Dude, sophomore year. So Annie and I like broke up at the end of the summer in between freshman and sophomore year. Because like nothing, for like no reason other than just the long distance was like getting tough.
Yeah.
You know? And we were like, that just was like I took it so badly at first.
Yeah, I remember that, but you were taking it really rough. Really rough.
Really bad at
Yeah,
first.
It was really bad.
Yeah, and so
I still got a video of you taking it really bad.
There's many videos.
To the halls of Valhalla I go.
No, dude. I should have literally died that night.
You should have died that night.
Literally, I should be dead. Yeah, so that was like 3 days before I went to school sophomore year. And I had like really never drank alcohol before that. I think I had drank once before that.
Yeah, I think once.
And I get to sophomore year
It's like
and
bow, boom,
right into it, dude. Like, I think I killed like a fifth a night on the weekends.
Oh, so when you did your Tennessee honey with the silly straw into the
silly straw
into the fifth, and you just drink that.
Yep.
And you do backflips.
Yeah.
To see how fucked up you were. Yeah.
Until I couldn't do backflips anymore.
Yeah.
So that's like what we were talking about earlier. Is like, I feel like earlier in college, you like drink super hard and just black out.
Unbelievable how much you drank and just black
out. And then like, that's what I did sophomore year, bro. Like, I was just, I don't know why. I mean, I guess I do know why, but like,
yeah.
But like, I mean, for multiple reasons. Just because like everyone else was doing it.
Everyone else was doing it, might as well, man. Like, yeah.
Fifth night, bro. Bring your fifth. Like,
yeah.
Everyone just killed fifth.
Fuck
So, like,
me up.
what, dude?
Yeah.
No. And so that was like sophomore year. It was like not like drink on the weekends, but just drinking extremely heavily.
Extremely heavy. Yeah. You never drank on the weekdays.
Yeah.
And anyone that drank on the weekdays, you're like, what?
You're like, well, you don't even care about
You don't even care about life, dude.
What are you doing?
Now in like senior year, it's like, oh, I only drank 5 times this week. Good for me.
The first 2 months of this year,
This is so
I was
bad,
not
dude.
sober a single day. 60 days straight.
60 days straight of going ham.
It was terrible. I mean, it was like
manageable.
It wasn't even an addiction. It was just a habit, which maybe is the same thing.
That's an addiction. We call that an addiction.
No, bro, it was a habit. It was a habit, dude.
Yeah, call it what you want, buddy, but
It was like, oh, done with class, crack open a
might as well crack a
IPA.
cold one, play some Fortnite. Like,
Yep, like, and so that's
my
like,
third one.
Yeah,
As we're talking about
only on
drinking
my
too much.
Second, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this year has been like way different because I really there's been like a few times where I like drank hard. But
Yeah, all of us have. Yeah.
But like most of the time, it's just like for the first 2 months of school, I just have like a couple drinks a day or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that. Like,
manageable. It's just cracking a cold one because you're stressed. Like,
yeah, and like, yeah. I mean, like so it's interesting going back to like the end of sophomore year. School was like not working out for me. I was doing fine in school, like doing pretty well in school, but I was just like I was really focused on trying to do my own thing, like my video work and whatnot. Yeah. And so I decided to take a year off from school, and I was going to make a daily vlog every day. So I dropped out of school after sophomore year, and after sophomore year, I started doing daily vlogs. Mm-hmm. Did like 31 of them, and then I broke my back and I couldn't do anything for like
that was kind of a bad one. Yeah.
So like I had just gotten over a fractured wrist. I just healed from a fractured wrist. That was
a gnarly fractured wrist.
Almost compound fractured. I have a picture. It was boop. Yeah, my bone was like sticking up. It was disgusting. So I just healed from that. I was doing daily vlogs. Jumped off a cliff into too shallow of water. Broke my back. Couldn't like really move or do anything for a couple months. Daily vlog thing went down the drain. Decided to still not go back to school. Well, no, okay. I forgot. I did go back to school. So like I broke my back, couldn't do the daily vlog, so like
I'll go back to school, yeah.
I'll go back to school. I decided super late, like late August. I was like, okay, I'll go back to school. I get back to school, I'm living in the house that I lived in sophomore year in the basement.
Yeah.
For like a week or whatever.
Yeah.
And I go to like a couple classes, and I was just like, dude, no, I cannot do it. Skip the rest of the classes that week. At the end of the week, the last day to like withdraw from classes and get your refund for tuition, I was like, yeah, screw it. I packed up my bags like 10 p.m. on that Friday and just drove home. And like,
yeah, I remember that. That was crazy.
Yeah. So like that was like the second time I dropped out, and I took that whole year off from school, and I thought it would be really good, and it was at first. I was like building my own company, my own film company, doing that, and then like towards the end, it just got really lonely and depressing.
Yeah,
because it's like being at school, you take for granted the fact that you see your friends every single day. You're surrounded by people that are your age,
exactly,
that you like to hang out with, and like for me, being at home, living at home, I was like.
Also, you're out there when it comes to home compared to other people in Gig Harbor.
Yeah, I'm not in the city. I am very rural like area. It's
like 45 minutes, 30 minutes to get to anybody.
Yeah, and so I was like, this sucks. And like, I obviously love being with my family, but I just miss being around people my age. Miss being around my friends, and so when it came time to like decide whether or not I was going to come back to school, I was like, I don't really like the school aspect, but the social aspect and like that whole side of things.
Weighing your options.
I was like, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
And then as like a bonus, getting that degree is like not the worst.
It helps with everything. It looks great on the resume.
It's like down the road, like, am I going to use it? I'm not too sure because I'm doing my own thing with the film stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe I won't use it, but like at the end of the day, I do have it if I need it.
Exactly.
And I can have a good time while I'm getting the degree, hanging out with
exactly. Especially someone like you who like how to like, especially at this point, we know how to like pretty much finesse this school.
Yeah.
So
loopholes, dude.
Yeah, there's so many loopholes that like,
which I want to talk about in a second. The loopholes I have found this year,
unbelievable.
Oh my God.
I don't do anything.
I haven't even, I want to say on average per week, outside of class, I bet I do maybe an hour of work.
I'd say about the same.
Maybe an hour.
Maybe an hour to 2 hours of work a week.
It's so bad.
I've learned how to finesse this school so hard after, especially because I didn't do what Brae did. Like Brae was exploring all of his other options, but I was here all 4 years, and like I just learned this school like the back of my hand. And like especially what you learn about the school is it's a really hard school.
Really hard school.
It's a really intense, really hard school. But through that, you learn, especially like in Portland, that you can pretty much get away with anything if you just say the right excuse.
Yeah.
And also, like, people don't really care.
No, nobody cares.
It's all about money and administration here.
Yeah,
Like
nobody cares. Yeah, like here's the thing: is like looking at like state schools and some of the bigger schools that have like a football team that the students rally behind and stuff like that.
We have a weird soccer team.
A good soccer team though.
They're good though. No, shout out to them. They lost 4-0 today though.
Oh, did
They got slapped in Kentucky. Yeah.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, they made it to the playoffs this year. That was great. Soccer team's dope.
There's some cool guys on there.
Yeah, really cool guys. But we don't have like a football team or anything like that. And like I said, our school is roughly 4,000 kids. So the school spirit side of things is lacking here.
Oh yeah,
like,
big time. It's very lacking.
People come. Well, the school I think portrays the experience like you're coming to school to get a degree to like better your professional future. And that's not. There's nothing wrong with that. Like if you want to go to school here for 4 years, get your degree, and then get a job at some company that, you know, like a good job, some company like that, you can totally do that. They make it pretty easy for you to do that.
Exactly.
You know, there's a lot of internship opportunities that the school provides. They, like I said, they help out with financial aid. They do all these professional development programs. Like the school really does a great job at ensuring your professional future. But I feel like while that is great, the other side of college being the like school spirit side and rallying behind a football team and stuff like that, there's really nothing like that here. And
no,
which is kind of sad. I mean, it's really sad.
It is
honestly.
sad. I would have loved to have a like oh, it's game day and stuff like that. I mean, our school tries to do that.
It just doesn't
really
work,
try.
though.
It just doesn't work because I mean, honestly, it's because we don't have if we had an amazing basketball team like Gonzaga, then yes, it would have worked because like I would have loved to go to a team that's like known to be nationally a very impressive team, but we don't have that team currently. I mean, luckily, like our basketball team's getting restructured. We have a new coach. We have new players coming in, so hopefully they'll be better. But like when you have a losing team, it's hard to do that. And then soccer, like the first, like especially at the beginning of the year, there is a lot of school spirit at the beginning of the year. Like they have the first games, like they're packed, and
well, I think our soccer team has like our Merlo Field has like the record for most attendance for NCAA soccer during the season.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. We have like, I don't know. I mean, it used to be that way. I know, but like I mean, it seems weird because like
I don't
it
see
seems
that.
like my friends go to like 2 soccer games.
I go to maybe one.
Yeah, I went to one this year.
I didn't go to a single sports event junior year. I didn't go to one. I just didn't care. But like, it's interesting that like, even if we had a losing football team, I would go to that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it's so interesting how like these other sports compare to football. Like it's just for some reason football. I think it's mainly because it's a contact sport and it's a physical sport, and there's so many more like crazy moments.
Yeah, and it's just I feel like, I mean, it's football, like a football stadium, like with all the energy,
the lights,
you know, it's like it's just it is the most like competitive, and like in college at least it seems like it's just the place where all the students it's the sport that students prioritize the most.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like my friends at Boulder, my friends at UW, it's like game day, alley party, like
start drinking at 8 a.m.
like, dude, everybody's having a good time, going hard. It's like get in the stadium, just rooting for your team. Got a whole student section just loud the whole game, like cheering them on. And you know, you see that at other schools, and then you're like, here I am on a Saturday playing Fortnite in my room alone, drinking vodka water.
Vodka tonic.
While all my friends are together.
That was me last night, dude. That was the thing last night. Like last night, I literally, me and my girlfriend went to bed at like, I think 10:15 p.m.
Yep.
We watched the Transformers 2.
Yeah.
Drank a little bit for some reason, just in bed. Just like
that's senior year.
That's senior year for you, baby.
That's how it works, man.
That's literally the definition of senior year.
Yep.
And went to bed. Like, and I don't know what it is about this school, but like because there's that no school spirit, and there's that drive just because like you realize that all the parties here are pretty lame and things like that to go out and do anything, I was totally okay with it. Like I'm okay with going to bed at like that early.
Yeah.
I'm also old. Like,
yeah. I was thinking about that.
I get tired really early, man.
Statistically, 1/4 of our lives are over.
It's fucked up.
Like
I made a shit show of this 1/4 of my
and I
life.
wouldn't be surprised if I'm dead by like 30 years old.
35.
35? Yeah. Just like there's so many instances where I should have died.
Yeah.
Like,
easily.
You know?
Oh, you, dude? You should be dead.
I should be dead.
You should be
100%.
paralyzed or dead.
Paralyzed or dead. Yeah, 100%. I should be a vegetable in a wheelchair or dead.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
Like, I can't believe I'm still alive.
You're lucky, dude.
So
You're
it's
lucky.
like, wow, this much of my life is already gone. So going back to like kind of that balance that we were talking about between school and is everything good?
Yeah, it's just how much time we're recording. We're almost at an hour.
Actually?
Yeah, dude. We're at 57 minutes.
Shit. Dude, I swear we were at like 20 minutes. That's what I was going to
Yeah, dude, we're at 57 minutes.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't like time-wise, I was thinking it would be like hour 15.
That works for me.
I don't know. What is like?
Well, I mean, podcasts vary for a lot. You know,
I've seen like Joe
there's
Rogan's podcast is like
6 hours,
two and a half hour podcast.
And then I've also listened to a 9-hour podcast, which is just
you've listened to a 9-hour podcast.
Oh yeah, dude. When I worked construction,
oh my,
yeah, I listened to these like history podcasts.
Yeah.
Darren Carlin's Hardcore History. Shout out to you, buddy.
Wow.
Now that I'm on the podcast game, I know that like kind of a big deal.
You are a podcast veteran.
Yeah, very, very.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
grizzled
impressive.
veteran. And but like I listened to that when I was at work because I worked construction and I was just a bitch when it came to construction. Like I was just like oh, take this wood and put it down on the bottom of that hill for no reason.
The mule, dude.
I was the mule. I did nothing. Yeah. And then anytime anything, until I lost that job because I broke $120,000 worth of doors.
Yeah. Oh, I remember you told me that story.
Yeah.
That was
right. Little. Should I tell a story? It's pretty tangent.
Yeah, one sec. Let's bring it back to what we were talking about.
We're scattered everywhere. Yeah.
I feel like podcasts go that way though.
Yeah.
And like, let's be honest, there's probably nobody watching at this point.
There's no one. We're gonna have like 7 views. I'm cool with that.
Hour into Brae's first podcast, like, no one's still watching. But the loophole, or like bringing it back to like the loopholes kind of thing in college, right? So like for me, like this year, like I said, I probably do an hour, maybe 2 hours max of work outside of class each week.
Yeah, totally.
And
I'm totally okay with it.
And which is weird because sophomore year, while I was socializing a lot and like doing the other side of school, like partying and stuff quite a bit, I was still like grinding school during the week and spending a lot of time studying, doing notes, like all the,
you had a good
everything
balance.
required. Yeah. And I was like freshman year, I think I got like freshman year, first semester, I got a 3.95. And that's because I just locked myself in my dorm and studied. Like that's all I did. I didn't have a social life and I was depressed and had a miserable time because of it.
Yeah.
And I would never go back to that balance, right? Not even balance. I would never go back to that ratio.
There's no balance.
Yeah. It was 90% school, 10% friends or my social life. So like now it's I would say it's 90% social life, 10% school, to be honest with you. And sophomore year is probably more like 60% school, 40% social life. And this year I do the bare minimum, and yet like I haven't seen, like, my grades have kind of stayed the same as sophomore year. Not like sophomore year, I went from like getting a 3.95 freshman year to like 3.5, 3.6.
Hope so.
Yeah, you suck.
That's okay.
I got like 3.5, 3.6, I think, sophomore year, and I'm still getting that. Yet I do like a fraction of the amount of work that I did sophomore year, and I think part of that is because of like the type of classes that I'm in and the loopholes that I've found with those classes. Like, I don't know what your classes are like, but mine are pretty much structured where each class And I have like Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, and then I have Tuesday, Thursday classes. And pretty much each class, there's some sort of reading due at the beginning of class. Like you're supposed to read, right? Like
Yeah, of
for
course.
each class.
Yeah, I have
like
those
some
class.
section of some book or
I
something.
don't do those readings.
Dude, I haven't done a single reading this
You
whole.
hear something funny? Here's something. I haven't even bought my textbooks for this semester.
Yeah, that's a new one. That's
Amazing, dude.
I don't think I'm gonna buy textbooks next semester. I bought textbooks this semester. I haven't opened them though.
Yeah.
I have not opened them. It's a big weight. Like $250. There's like
You don't need to waste that money.
No.
Yeah.
And so most of my classes are like, okay, reading due at the beginning of class. Sometimes there's a homework assignment due, and then in class you cover the reading material.
Yeah, exactly. It's typical, straightforward class shit.
And like I would be surprised if people didn't get a college class where at least once you have a quiz at the beginning of each class. Like,
how will we get the quiz out of the way?
That is a class. My favorite teacher, professor by far.
Professor Ross Hannick. Shout out to you, buddy.
Favorite professor. But like I wish I was still doing economics because I missed that class so much. But get the quiz out of the way.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like we did do that every single week. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, anyway, yeah, this semester I have a class where at the beginning of each class we have a quiz, and the quiz is over the reading. Usually the reading is 20 to 30 pages out of a textbook, not a normal book, right? Like a textbook. There's like each page is like 2 or 3 times the amount of words as a normal book, and we're supposed to read 20 to 30 pages of a textbook like before each class. I'm straight up serious. If I were to do all of the reading required for each class, I don't think I would have a single minute of free time, because I'm not the best reader. I read a page and I forget immediately what I read.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You know? I'm not even looking at the words. I'm just like scanning on top of the words.
Exactly.
Like I don't know.
It's like I will read 2 pages and be like, wow, I have no clue what I just read at all. And so
zero idea.
Because of that, I just stopped reading. I was like, it's not worth it. It's not even worth my time. And so for this class that I have a quiz, like I have a quiz at the beginning of each class. What I've done is made a little like game or like challenge to myself. It's like, how good of a grade can you get on this quiz without reading the material?
How well can you finesse?
All.
Fantastic. I am fantastic.
I am so good, bro. Like, because it's like a 5-question quiz, either worth 5 or 10 points each time. And what I've done is it's like general questions, right, about the subject, like not too in depth or anything like that. So what I'll do is I'll read all the questions first, because sometimes there's questions later on that will give an answer to one of the beginning questions. So I'll read all of the questions, and then I'll go back and like see if there's an answer to like what the general topic is about, because usually the first question is like, the Ebony project had to do with guitars, rainforests, carpet manufacturing, or sponges. And I'm like,
all of the above.
I was like, okay, I'll read through the rest of the questions, and then it talks about like the type of wood that's like used in guitar manufacturing. I'm like, okay, this is obviously about guitars. And then from there, I can just kind of like finesse my way through the rest of the quiz and be like, oh, okay. Yeah, so it's like there's so many ways to just.
I have a daily quiz in my. I have one class where it's like an upper division theology class. It's called the Bible Story. All my professor does is rage about feminism the entire time, but it's okay. But those quizzes we have weekly, I mean, like I said, I don't even have the books, and I've gotten 98s on pretty much all of them. I missed like 2%.
Yeah, I feel like my average score is like an 80%. Like there's been a few quizzes where for sure I've gotten a 0. It's like,
for sure. I have 11% and 14% in there.
You're like, okay, I'm going to guess that this topic's about blah, blah, blah. And then you miss, and then like you're pretty much screwed for the rest of the quiz. So I've had those instances where it's like, okay, I get a 0%, 10% or whatever. But most of the time I get like an 80 to 100% on the quizzes.
Yeah. I feel that.
And so it's like there's a lot of ways to. What?
Can we do a quick commercial break and come back?
John wants a quick commercial break.
A quick commercial break.
Be right back.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back, John.
Thank you.
John had to take a pee.
I had to take a pee real bad.
Yeah. Anyway, we were talking about like finessing college classes. John's been texting for the past 15 minutes.
Sorry.
Girlfriend's more important than the podcast, apparently.
Girlfriend just got off a plane, so just making sure she made it.
Right. You see, John.
I'm a caring man.
Yeah. Good shit, John.
Good shit. Thank you.
Proud of you, bro. But yeah, I mean, dude, you totally fucked up everything by taking that pee because I just lost my whole train of thought.
I'm sorry, man, that I had to pee. Do you want to move on to a different subject other than freshman year and just learning? And
no, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we were just like with the whole like finessing classes and everything. It's like,
yeah,
at the end of the day, my like ratio between school and my social life is way, like I said, probably 90% social, 10% school.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you know, it's like I haven't honestly seen my grades. Like,
I haven't looked at my grades.
I haven't looked at my grades either. I just see what I get on like papers and stuff when they hand it back, you know, and I'm like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm like, okay, whatever.
It's like,
if I get a C, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, like, who gives a shit about a C? I mean, really, like, at the end of the day, you're just gonna go get a job, learn everything you need on the job, you know.
Yeah, my school hasn't emailed me saying I'm fucked yet, so I'm good.
There you go, you're fine.
Yeah.
No, but like, essentially, I think what we're trying to say is that you can have a college experience that's like pretty much a fun social experience with your friends, meeting new people. You just got a new job and doing that, and like put kind of school on the back burner and still
exactly. And that's what I think is like where University of Portland fucks up the most. Moth. Yeah, fucks up the moth. Is they seem, and most people act like school's everything. Mm-hmm. It's all about school. Social life is like a afterthought. And I feel like 90% of the school we don't even see. Yeah, they're all in their dorms doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's people.
What I assume, I don't know.
Yeah,
but what I assume,
like, I mean, there's obviously a wide variety across the spectrum, but like, there's definitely either the kids that come to college that are like just get the degree, get good grades, grind it out, and be done with it. And then there's the kids that like want to come to college to have a good social experience, meet new people, you know, try different jobs out, like get a feel for different things. And I found that to be a much more enjoyable experience than like my freshman year, where I just sat in my dorm and grinded school. And I feel like employers look at like more than just what you did in school.
Big time. It's so much about being, you know, like such a good social person. Like, cool, you got that degree. Cool. Well, a lot of people get the degrees straight A's and have a zero social life, and a lot of people get the same exact degree that person got with a social life and being able to communicate. Like, and I think that's a huge problem that a lot of people, especially at this school, is like, even though you get a degree, you still got to be able to talk to a person. Like, you still got to be able to be a social human, because even though you got the degree, dude, I got the same fucking degree you got, but doing nothing. And an employer is not going to look at my grades. That doesn't matter. They see that I have that checked off, and that's it. So like, finding that balance is so important. Yes, work hard in school.
Yeah, don't neglect school.
Don't neglect school, but
push it all the way up until the point where you're like, okay, now I'm starting to fuck up in school. Like, if you're at a point where you're like, you're hammered every day, getting high every day, skipping every class, it's like, okay, calm down.
Easy.
Like,
you still need to be in the school. You still need to get a degree. You know,
yeah, it's like, find the where you're at on the spectrum. But like, for me, I found that I can push it to like 95% social, my social life, meeting new people, interacting with others, and then like 5% as like going to class doing the schoolwork. You know, it's like at the end of the day, I'm still gonna get my degree.
Yeah, same.
You know?
Which is, even though this sounds super fucked up, like it's just the truth.
It's the truth. And,
it's the dirty truth.
You know, it took me a couple of years to figure out. I'm my junior year now, and John's a senior, so like it takes time to figure out, I guess, kind of the point, or like what we're trying to do here is for people that may be coming into college or like freshman, sophomore year of college. It's like try to, you know, if maybe you're grinding school, you're focusing on school, and that's working out for you, then great. But like if not, if you're like if you're having the experience that I was, where you're like depressed because you're like just doing school and you don't have friends, it's like, okay, try to push the limit a little bit. Like, go out and meet new people, put school on the back burner for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's people that come to school that just want to get their degree and be done with it, and there's people
which is totally respectable. Like you want to just focus on yourself. Well, go live in Kenna and Christie. Like, I mean, for people that don't know, those are the dorms of pretty socially isolated people. Which is totally okay. Like, I got no problem with that. You know, you live your life, you do whatever you want. But
there's like Christie's kind of like engineering oriented dorm. You know, it's like which is, I think it's pretty cool to like, because like a lot of engineering kids are in there. They can like group up and like and like that's cool because they found something that they're passionate about doing. And then like, but yeah, I mean, every school's like that. They have the dorms that are like, okay, here's the social dorm.
Like and that was like
business and comm students who don't do shit.
Shipstat, baby.
Yeah, dude.
That was my dorm for 2 years.
But yeah, every school's like that. I mean,
business comm shit don't do shit.
Like,
that's the truth here.
The dorm life's so interesting. My recommendation is just get out of the dorm as soon as you possibly can. Some schools don't even require you to live in a dorm freshman year, and if you don't have
to,
yeah, Western doesn't.
Western, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
why not?
Freshman year, when I transferred there, it was like my original plan was just get an apartment off campus. It's like they don't give a shit.
Why not? You know, like why would they care?
Like,
I mean, they just want your money so they can do that.
The same way, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, college is it's so interesting. The transition from high school to college, for some people it's smooth, but like for me it wasn't. It was a whole emotional roller coaster. Bullshit.
For me, it was, but it wasn't at the same time. Because like, even though I was a very social person, I made a lot of friends, you know, I was with a lot of people all the time. I wasn't really being like who I was. I was just kind of being like this fake ass, oh, I like to get fucked up and party with everybody, I'm this cool guy, let's do anything. But like, I was realizing, it took me a while to realize that like, even though I made all these friends, I thought that like I had these good friends, no one really knew me as a person. And so like junior year, I really cracked down onto like who is my real friends, who is not, and I cut a lot of people out of my life, which is hard to do, but like you gotta really find a balance between being social and realizing like who really matters in your life. Like, you can be social with all these people, think all you're great friends, but you got to realize that like 90% of those people don't give a fuck about you. Like,
and at the end of like when you graduate college, you'll just like,
you're not gonna see them again, so it doesn't matter.
Fade away into the abyss of life.
It doesn't fucking.
I had that experience like midway through high school, honestly. It's like sophomore year, I was trying to be friends with everybody, make sure everybody likes me.
Exactly, you know?
And then junior year, like when I like bunkered down, I was like, okay, like I saw my grades starting to slip in sophomore year of high school. I was like, okay, hold up, let me just find a few good people that are my homies that I'm gonna hang out with. And like meeting Annie like helped with that too, because like that was the first relationship that I was ever in, and I was like, she had a like really good group of people that she hung out with, like, you know, you and Katie and all that friend group, which I became super close with. So that was great. Like I feel like junior and senior year, I had like 6 people that I was just like tight with.
That's all you need, though.
That's all. No, that's it. That's all you need. Like sophomore year, I was like, I need every single person to like me. everybody in the high school.
Exact same thing happens in college.
They need to know who I am.
Yeah.
They need to love, it's like,
love me. Yeah.
Going around trying to please everybody. It's like, you're just going to end up being a fake ass person at the end of the day, So the same thing happens in college. It's like freshman and sophomore year. Kind of saw it happen to me, honestly. Like, now that I think about it, it's like trying to just go to parties and drink and like do all this shit. It's like, now I just like hanging out with a few buddies.
That's what I like, man.
Like watching some TV and hanging out and like focusing on other aspects of my life.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, it's such a critical time in our lives, and you don't really realize that till like junior, senior year of college. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. It's like, focus on you, dude.
Focus on you, dude. Like, you need to get that figured out. And that's what really hit me the hardest too, is I was like, oh no, like I'm so wrapped up into my social life and like meeting all these people and being all friends with all these people that like I'm not realizing that I need to focus on who I am and like figuring that out, which I still am. Like I'm figuring out.
And honestly, I feel like people like all through their 20s still work on that.
Oh yeah, I think that's what the 20s are about.
Yo, we have friends that we went to high school with that are getting married
and have fucking babies
and have kids. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
It's insane.
Yo, like, no shot, bro.
Yeah.
Like
we know people with multiple children.
I think about, okay, first getting married. I'm like, yo, like, whack as fuck. Like, okay, I can kind of
see it.
Having a fucking kid? Are you
kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I'm not having a fucking kid for as long as I live.
For a million goddamn years, I'm not having a kid.
No shot. I'm having a kid. Are you kidding me? Like,
no.
I understand your mindset like changes as you get older, but like me sitting here now is like, bro, if I had a kid, I don't know what I would do. I would literally.
My life's over, dude.
My life is over.
My life's over.
Like, free time on the weekend with the boys. You want to go do something fun? You know what? Forget about it.
You have a
Forget about
fat
it.
baby.
You got a baby crying that wants food. Income gone.
Yeah.
It's like,
fuck
dude,
your stupid life. Yeah.
No way. It's like, it's crazy to me to think that like people our age are ready for that. And like, I mean, nothing against it at all. Like, certain people just develop like differently and like have a different mindset, but like for me it's like, dude, I want to go jump off a cliff on the weekend, and like if I die, it's fine.
You break your back again.
Break my back, it's fine. No one's relying on me for anything.
Yeah, at least I sent it. No one's like, you don't have a baby and a wife at home. Yeah.
A wife, it's like, yo, honey, I'm gonna go cliff jumping. It's like, no, you're not.
You're fucking not. You could die. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
Like,
I can't risk that shit.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's crazy to think about.
We should get Sousley on this.
Oh, dude, the people that I want to get on this podcast, it'd be such a good time.
It'd be such a good time. I think you should just go through different people in like the college age. That's kind of perspective.
The theme that I'm thinking about.
You just go through each part. You have a different guest each time, where it's someone who's in the college age range.
Yeah,
like 19 or like 18 to 23, and
it'd be super insightful. Honestly,
it'd be super insightful.
Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, one point that I wanted to make. What we were talking about earlier, like between people that just grind school, get good grades, but have no social life versus people that like kind of find that balance.
Yeah.
Your dad, who kills it.
Homie.
Your dad is
He's killed life. He's killed it. Yeah.
Killed life. Like,
he kicked ass.
Kicked ass, bro. Like,
beautiful children, beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Beautiful house.
Yeah, he killed it in life. And one of the things that he told me is that So John's dad worked at a huge investment firm.
Yeah.
And just one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. I still like look up to him and like
real down to earth guy.
Like I still reach out to him if I have like an important paper that I need to submit somewhere. I'm like, Greg's the guy that I need to have read and like make sure I'm doing it right. But one of the things that he told me is like when people apply at Russell Investments is, which is the investment firm that John's dad worked at. One of the things that he told me is like they look like they'll get a few different types of applicants. They'll get like somebody from maybe one of the Ivy League schools.
Exactly, yeah.
That grinded school, got
Yeah.
4.0, but had nothing on their application that showed any sort of social, life or like anything. Like they didn't volunteer anywhere. They didn't play on a sports team.
Yeah.
And then somebody at like some local, just random college, but like played on the football team and like volunteered here and was in this club and did this, but had like a, like a 3.2 or 3.3. I don't know what the GPA, but like a little bit, like
a lower GPA.
Lower GPA. He was like, we're going to take the person that had that wide variety of experience.
My dad was talking about this too to me. He was talking about like, even though these like huge investment firms and like these starting positions, are like, over $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
And so the Ivy League people go after these.
Yeah.
But they would much rather hire somebody from somewhere like University of Portland, University of Washington, which are both very like prestigious schools, because they have the social skills that the Ivy Leagues don't. Like my dad told me, like they've hired Ivy Leagues and then fired them a week after because they can't take orders. They can't interact with everyone else because they went to Yale or Harvard and anything like that, they immediately think that they know more and they're better than everyone else, which is just not true. Like, cool, you got a degree from Harvard or Yale. Good for you. But guess what? I went to a school that's not an Ivy League and got the same fucking job you did.
Yeah.
Like, you're not special.
Yeah. And I mean, like, that's not saying like everyone that goes to those schools is like that.
Oh no, there's some fantastic geniuses.
Yeah.
I mean, the billionaires of the world went to those schools.
Yeah,
but
like, you get people that play on like the football teams there that are just like getting 4.0s and like doing football. It's like,
that's amazing, dude.
It's like, can you imagine doing that?
Can you imagine that? Like Richard Sherman went to Stanford. Like, how the hell did he do that?
No, it doesn't make any sense. Like, but like, yeah, there's there are those people that like go to those schools, just grind school, get a 4.0, and they're like, okay, I can get whatever job I want.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not how it works. There's like a balance that you need.
There's a balance.
There's a social experience that you need in order to get some of these jobs after college. So yeah, that's like one of the most interesting points that I've heard, because in high school, I don't know, in high school they kind of made it seem like get good grades, that's how you succeed.
That's how you succeed in life. Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, not really.
I mean, especially in this day and age, dude, it's so important. It's not even what you know anymore. It's so important to know who you know.
Oh yeah.
Who you know is everything. Like, for example, like my sister Katie just set me up with this guy named Chris. I'm not gonna say his last name, but like he works basically my dream job, which is he designs cars for Porsche. And that's my dream. And I've talked to him a little bit, and we're gonna have a call later in this week. But like, just even knowing him is so critical into getting into those places, because now that, especially that it's like so common, or it's not, I mean, it's still 10% of the population gets a degree, but it seems, especially someone getting a degree, that it's so normal, that it's so fiercely competitive, that everyone else has these degrees. So it's so important to like know the right people. And it almost seems like it doesn't really fucking matter where you get your degree. You just gotta know somebody.
The thing about it is, like, getting a degree, like, I don't know if you've thought about it this way, but this is what I've come to the conclusion. Like, this is the conclusion that I've come to is, so I do marketing for my friend's dad's company. He's very successful, one of the smartest people that I know. And I make their commercial content, and it's like, I guess it's a internship, but it's like contract work, So like, in order to work at a company like that, in that spectrum, one would need a college degree, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
just incredible.
But like, let's say I get a degree in business, and I go to this, I'm doing commercial video content for this company. It's like, you get a degree in business, all that does is act as a It's like the check mark.
It's a check on your resume, man.
It's like all these companies just use a college degree as a filter. It's filter. Like, who went through the bullshit? Who went through the 4 years
to get to here
of grinding, student loans? Who did it? Because like we're just gonna use that as like a first degree filter to filter out all the other people. But at the end of the day, let's say you graduate and get a degree.
Yeah.
Let's say I didn't come back to college. When I dropped out, I didn't come back, and I just said, fuck it. I'm not going to come back. I'm just going to continue doing whatever. You and I apply to the same company. We both you have a business degree. I don't. Let's say we both apply for, like, we could just honestly make it like a marketing kind of job at a company. Right?
Yeah.
You have a degree. I don't. That company won't even look at me. Because I don't have a degree.
No, they don't even bat an eye.
I apply with my resume and I don't have a.
Because you didn't check that box.
They didn't like that's the filter that they use.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't have a degree. He does. We'll bring John on board. They bring John on board, and what they do is they teach you what you need to know on the job.
Yeah.
It's like how much of the marketing knowledge that you got in college are you really going to implement?
That's what I've always wondered, especially like when it comes to classes that schools require you to take. Like bullshit. This school is unbelievable.
Yo, I'm getting a degree in business, but
I've taken 5 theology classes.
I have to absolutely learn about the Bible in a feminist perspective.
I'm in that class right now.
It is required.
It is a requirement to learn finance and marketing.
Because, like how could I get a business degree without that?
No, without this worldly view of the Bible. I mean, I understand that we signed up to go to a Catholic institution, and like University of Portland is a Catholic school. It's a Church of the Holy Cross, as well as like Notre Dame and things like that.
Yeah,
and,
sister school with Notre Dame. Like,
how the fuck do we compete with Notre Dame?
University of Portland is a prestigious ass school. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. University of Portland's prestigious as fuck, and like, I don't feel like people give it the credit that it deserves from like a academic side of things. So like, that's what I want. I just want to put that on the floor. Like, University of Portland is a great school.
It doesn't fuck around here,
but I feel like if they just removed all the bullshit classes that have nothing to do with the degree that I'm working towards, I could graduate in 2 years.
Oh, I could graduate easily in 2 years.
I could graduate in maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, fuck it. I could do it.
Take an extra credit.
I get like trying to make us like a more like holistic human when it comes to like.
But like we did that in high school.
We did that in high school. I'm just trying to specialize in my field and go into something that I like. Yeah. Like I didn't pick a major to just take. Okay, like I get like classes like communication, public speaking, things like that. Stuff that's really important to like a business major, things like that. But like 20 credits or whatever it is it's even more than 20 credits actually. Theology, of science, things like that, and philosophy and metaphysics.
Yeah, and like
I don't need that.
The thing is like you and I both come from a Christian background. It's like this is nothing new to us.
No,
it's like we already understand this.
I understand this
shit,
and
like so that I don't know. I mean that was like part of the reason why I decided to drop out after sophomore year is because I was just sick of like all this fluff, all the stuff that I didn't need to like that had nothing to do with my degree that I was working towards.
Exactly.
It's like I don't know. I mean, at the same like I do understand it. I could understand a psychology class like as a business major, like taking a psychology class because like understanding how the mind works, negotiation, the different tactics to do that stuff. But like
if they tied it in,
but like I don't know, like some of the philosophy classes that I've had to take, some of the theology classes that I've had to take is just like, dude, I don't know about it, man. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like how am I going to implement this in my my marketing?
Like all you're doing is demotivating me to do more work on my other classes that actually matter to me. Yeah. Like all you're doing is throwing frivolous work that I don't need in my life, and it makes me not give a shit about school.
It's the filter who can go through the bullshit.
Yeah, who can go through the bullshit, which is, I mean, respect. Like
at the end of like
respect.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
okay,
you gotta find the people who can handle, who can hang, who can hang. Yeah, but like, but when it comes to someone that's gone through the shit for 3 years, and then you get to senior year and you realize, oh wait, doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. I'll get this degree.
I could have graduated 2 years ago.
Like, and you realize how much you can be bullshit your way through this stuff that like it's just so eye-opening to realize that like I just fucking like wasted my time.
Yeah, but like maybe wasted
is a strong word.
Yeah,
wasted is a very strong word.
But like, okay, maybe I can get on board with like wasted your time academically to a certain extent, but like I bet you don't regret at all the social experience.
No, I met my best friends in my life. I've met some fantastic people who made great connections.
Yeah. Like
going to college for the social connections and going to college to learn more about who you are and what you want to be is completely worth it.
Yeah, 100%. So that's very important. There's one more. Oh God, I just lost my train of thought, dude. Like I'm pretty buzzed right now.
I'm pretty buzzed too. Yes,
yeah,
that's
so like,
correct.
We'll just throw that down right now. Like,
yeah, we're getting close to drunk.
Yeah. Which
it's okay with me.
It's like
I had a beer. I'm pretty close out of beer.
Smart.
Oh, Valley Brewing. Damn, that is tasty.
That's good shit right there.
That's good shit. It was a link down below.
Affiliate link. Be sure to click that. Support local creators. Dang it, there was one more thing that I wanted to mention. I can't remember.
I mean, I'm ready to wrap this up soon when you are.
Yeah. No, I was going to wrap it up. I just forgot. There was one more thing that I wanted to mention. I can't remember.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry. I forgot to turn my phone on silent. My bad.
Bro, where's the respect?
There's respect for the podcast. My bad.
Respect,
there's no respect.
Yeah, dang. I can't remember what I was going to say. Is there anything?
I've got one for you.
Okay.
Like, what was... So, even though you had, like, an untraditional college experience... you get like the growth that comes from like going to freshman to senior year. What was the big like changing event for you where you were like realizing that like, oh, I'm an adult now and things like that? Like what made you act differently than how you acted freshman year and sophomore year?
I think so okay. Opening up to a couple of things, or I guess, okay, so after freshman year, like I said, like breaking up with Annie, that was like that was like top 2 hardest things I've ever had to deal with. And so like sophomore year, that whole year was like trying to cope with that, right? Like it was like various methods of coping with that. After sophomore year, I was like, okay, coming to grasp with it. It's cool. Annie and I are still great friends. Like everything's cool. And then when I decided to drop out after sophomore year, taking that year off, dude, the past, like I'd say that year that I took off was the biggest eye-opening experience I've ever had.
I feel that too. You had a very unique experience.
Like it was so weird because I went into it with all this bullshit inspiration from all these YouTube people that put, like, and I'm guilty of it. I was like, I was watching these people that are like,
if they can do it, I can too.
Put some inspirational music in the background and then do like a voiceover that's like, live your dreams, do whatever you can to follow your dreams, man. Like, who cares what the haters say? Like, like follow your passion and all this shit. And I was like so into that. I was like, fuck yeah, man, let's do it. So I took a year off, dude. Nothing like they portrayed it to be. It's like, here I am in my room alone, taking muscle relaxers and hydrocodone to cope with my life. It's like, not chill, dude.
Yeah, not chill.
And so that was like the biggest eye-opening experience. And I went like, you can see it in my like especially in my social media. I've had this really weird thing with social media.
You have some pretty dark social media posts.
Yeah, you've noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you can see on my social media, it went from like colorful, like real happy shit, like inspirational
Dark shit.
to like real
like the
dark.
pills thing with Levi.
Yeah.
Like Levi's a good friend of ours, and like
Yeah. It's like, dude, like, I mean, that's what I experienced when I took the year off. Is like a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, like mad anxiety.
oh,
like,
I have bad anxiety.
yeah, like terrible anxiety.
College gives you anxiety.
Yeah, and just like, so I was like, I'm, which is weird because like you hadn't, like if you had anxiety in college is kind of where I come to escape anxiety. Me not being in college, being at home, like where I'm just going to work every day, come back, not seeing my friends, like that's where I had the worst.
Yeah, I had the opposite. I have anxiety here.
Really?
Big time, yeah.
Yeah. Dang. So I guess it's different experience for everyone.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, I think the single biggest eye-opening experience for me that made me come to terms with like, okay, becoming an adult, getting older, maturing, is taking that year off and realizing, wow, like, is this what my life is going to be like after I graduate college?
Yeah.
It's like I came back to like suck the nectar out of these last 2 years.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like being around people that I like, not having to like commit to a full-time job. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I can kind of like get away with like missing classes and doing this,
exactly.
like living my own life. It's like, dang, after I graduate, I might be totally fucked.
Yeah. And I think next week we should talk about life after college and feeling totally fucked senior year.
Yeah, I still have one more year.
You still have one more year.
I'm psyched about that.
That you're psyched about. You have a whole nother year to figure this shit out.
John, on the other, I didn't even. Yo, that's crazy. Like,
I'm done, dude.
6 months, bro.
I'm 6 months.
6 months, and you are on the road to God knows what.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
It's nuts, dude. It's nuts.
But I mean, I'm not worried about you at all.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I feel like even though I don't feel comfortable where I'm at right now, but I also feel like I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that's because I just had great support in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll figure out as we go.
Yeah.
Well, Brae, I gotta go.
You gotta go.
I got some stuff I gotta get done tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've only been talking for an hour and 40 minutes.
Jesus, only an hour 40 minutes is fucked up, man.
That's nothing. But it actually felt like 40 minutes, though.
Yeah, no, it felt like 30, 40 minutes.
Time flew by.
Time flew by, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we talked about a lot of personal stuff. A lot of like, yeah, it's very like, I don't know. I think this is a good like theme, just like opening up, talking about like this stage in people's life.
Exactly. You know? Yeah.
Because it's a weird stage.
It's a super critical
It's so weird, though.
Stage, and it's so weird. It's so unique to everybody in their lives right now.
It's like once people turn 30, like everyone's the same. I feel like
everyone's fucking same.
Everyone's like gonna get married or like already married.
You're a doer or you don't.
About to have a kid or some shit. Like you're just, you know, it's like everyone's the same. Like
live in suburbia.
Early 20s, bro. Weird.
I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on.
Know. I have no idea. Like bro, like over the past year, I feel like I remember like 2 days.
Yeah, same. I think I'm like 2 or 3 days
in a perpetual blackout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Like, I'm just like, wow, this is
fucking crazy.
Like, dude, I'm like addicted to NyQuil.
Yeah, everyone is.
Everyone in college is
everyone's addicted to NyQuil and going to bed early.
Bro, I just take muscle relaxer and like take a shot of NyQuil at like 9 p.m. and then just like go to bed and sleep for 13 hours.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to go.
It's pretty crazy. College is weird.
All right, I gotta go.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll call the podcast at that.
Thank you, everybody.
I don't know. This
is what we forgot the name was. And
I'll look. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It was something dope, though.
It was something dope.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in for the first podcast. If there's anybody still watching at this point, like,
I really hope you are. Holy shit, go for you. Yeah, mad respect for you. Yeah.
We'll be back next week, depending on how many podcasts I can whip out. But yeah, John Gilbert for the first podcast.
Thank you for having me, Brae.
Couldn't imagine a better first.
A better intro. Yeah, thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week.
When you need some real weed to set